Hi everyone. I decided to try out the new tripod that my boyfriend gave me and see how it works, if it works better than me holding it, and so far I have to tell you, yeah, it does. I wanted to vlog today about living with fibromyalgia. I did a blog about it the other day called There Are No Zero Pain Days for Me. And what I meant by zero was obviously no pain at all. I'd love to say that there are days where I wake up in no pain at all, but unfortunately that would be a lie. Most days I hover around a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, and then there's the days that I shoot up way past a 10 and I feel crippled, debilitated, and I don't even want to get out of bed. I know that there are a lot of people out there who have absolutely no idea what fibromyalgia is or how it affects people. I can tell you from personal experience, it affects different people in different ways. No two fibro patients are the same. Do they have the same trigger points? Yes, but the pain affects different people in different ways, and I think that's with any kind of pain. And there are days where I can really handle my pain and I can really manage it, and I don't have to worry too much about it confining me to a bed. And then there are days where I physically cannot handle the pain. When I was diagnosed 2.5 years ago, I cried. One, because finally I had had a diagnosis, because for, about 10 years prior to that, I had been made to feel like I was crazy, that the pain that I was experiencing was all in my head. And I'll tell you, there is nothing more frustrating than having test after test after test after test being done and nothing's coming back, nothing's showing up. I had blood work, I had x-rays, I had ultrasounds, I was on every kind of medication and nothing was working, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out why. I remember thinking, well, it's got to be because I'm fat. And my first physiotherapist said, your weight's not helping, but I don't think it's what's really the problem. And it was nice to hear that, but it took another 10 years to figure out what exactly was wrong with me. And my specialist said to me, why are you crying? And I said, well, first and foremost, I'm crying because I'm happy that I finally have a diagnosis, but at the same time I'm sad because I know that, it changes your life when you're diagnosed with a disease that cannot be cured. And he says, Tammy, it's not your job to educate people. Tell them to get online and do some research. And I should have heeded that advice, but I never really did. I was like, no, I'm going to share my experiences with people, and maybe through me and people that I know, people can have a better understanding of what fibromyalgia is and what it does. I mean, my mom has fibromyalgia, and I'll tell you, her and I have completely different sets of pain. Do we have pain in the same spots? Yeah, but my mom's is much more debilitating. And I, try to push through it. And I need to express something to people. Just because I don't complain about it doesn't mean that it's not there. I find that the more you harp about it, the more you go on about it, people really don't want to be around somebody who's constantly moaning and groaning about pain. So just because I don't, talk about it out loud doesn't mean that I'm not experiencing the pain on some level. And most of the days when I do actually mention the pain of fibromyalgia, it means I'm in a severe amount of pain. So, I wanted people to understand that there are no zero pain days for me, unfortunately. I'd love to say that there is. I've been having a lot of better days. I've been put on a testing load of Lyrica. And Lyrica is a drug that was designed for fibromyalgia, which is not covered by disability. So my doctor has been kind enough to give me samples when she gets it so that I can take it on those days where I am experiencing a pain level of 10. And I have to admit that it does really help. My mom will tell you something completely different. She doesn't think it helps at all. But I'll take what I can get. If it'll take me from a 10 to a 7, I'm taking that. It'll take me from a 7 to a 5, I'm all for that. There's, you know, nothing wrong with minimizing the pain that you're in. So, I don't know if you want to hear more about what it's like living with fibromyalgia. I'll be happy to vlog about it more. You can visit my website at any time, where I talk about it in more detail. And what, you know, oops, I lost my train of thought. Ooh, fibro fog. That's one of the perks of having fibromyalgia. You forget things. Yeah, here's some key pieces of advice to people living with somebody with fibromyalgia. 1, don't act like they're not in pain. 2, don't make fun of them when they forget something, because it's not their fault. I too have to remember this because I've taken jabs at my own mother when she forgets something, and you know, I forget, you know, that fibro takes its toll up here as well, and it can completely shut off your brain, and you'll be like, what was I just talking about? You know, or you lose your train of thought. I lose things so frequently. I'm one of the untidiest people in the world. And the reason being is, 1, I'm lazy. I'll admit to that. And 2, I have to have things out where I know where they are. If you put them away, I will forget where they are. So I like to have everything out so that I can see it. If I can physically see it, then I know where it is and it doesn't get lost. My mom, however, does not like that. She'll prefer to put things away and then just forget. I, on the other hand, especially when it comes to important stuff, I cannot stand losing it. It becomes very frustrating. I think that's one of the most frustrating things about having fibro, is the fibro fog, where you just completely draw blanks. Yeah, and you're like, I don't know. So, yeah, maybe I'll do a vlog on fibro fog. I'm not quite sure. So, this is my first vlog on fibromyalgia, and maybe I'll do more. I haven't decided yet. I like this whole vlogging thing, though. Well, I do and I don't. I don't like talking to myself, but at the same time I do like talking to myself. So have a great day, and thanks to all who watch, and to those who are willing to listen and learn and understand. It's greatly appreciated by not just me, but by all fibro patients. Take care.